Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. We got mixed bubbles here this morning. We got some Trump announcements that just came out a little while ago saying, hey, look, we are moving forward with the tariffs on the March 4th. That date is confirmed. 25% tariffs on Canada, 25% on Mexico. EU, you get a tariff, you get a tariff, you get a tariff. And then, of course, on top of all of that, he also decided that, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and throw extra 10% on China. And that has given us some sell-off in the market. You can see here on the stock market, NASDAQ currently down right now above my head, 1.38% right there. The S&P down 0.58 and Dow Jones barely holding on with 0.2% there. VIX is green, and you know when we see that, there, I'm cutting off here. When you see that there in the green, along with red on the markets, not a good thing to see, guys. Bitcoin yesterday did get the nice bounce here. Shout out to Chart Prime. Got a nice bounce right there on that quantum reactor for the daily, guys, right in the golden pocket that we talked about yesterday, along with that 200-day simple moving average. We now have bounced back up to our Jesus take the wheel level and now rejecting on the Trump news this morning. We're going to be breaking all this down, plus GDP data that came out today, taking a look at the charts and the alts and what we can expect from here, guys. It's all my fault. You're right. Absolutely. You know what time it is, though? It's time for me to click the button. That's my fault, too. Class is in session. Let's go. And we are here. We are live. I've got CNBC on back there in the background right now, guys. I'm watching what's going on. Pending home sales was a miss. That information just came out also. But we're going to break it all down. It's not just me today. It's not just OC. Guys, TradeFly, you know, his new schedule has allowed him to join us here on the Morning Market Report. The trio is back in action, guys. So let's go ahead and bring them all up and drop those TradeFly logos in the chat if you guys like seeing him back here on the Morning Market Report. What is up, gang? OC, how you doing? TradeFly, how you doing, man?
OC, your name was first, brother. Go for it.
Oh, absolutely doing great. I just same yesterday, man. I mean, I think we're all running out of the responsibility of getting started. No, just kidding. Doing fantastic. Really happy to see you here, TradeFly. I mean, you've been much more active in the morning. I'm really glad to see you around. I've been really missing you, so it's been great. Man, the dump of Bitcoin, man. Yeah, I don't know. We did bounce back up, but also yesterday, especially Piper was mentioning that we had, or it could be a suckers rally. We'll see how that plays out. And well, I got stopped out. I got stopped out on a long, my last entry on my public account. And well, that's all. That's it. We're going to be getting started. I think we're going to be looking for a possible short entry as we're going to be bouncing up. But we'll see at the end of the show how that plays out. Other than that, doing fantastic.
Right TradeFly, what's up, bro?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Good. It feels normal again. I love it. This is
feels,
how it
just feels right. Just let it happen.
Yes. Just let it. Yeah, you guys embrace it. I know you guys miss the nightcap. I do too, but hey, it's good to be here. It's always a good day when I get to go through the chat and say what's up to everybody. So let's get that going. Ninja Glock, what's up to your heart? Eric Wallen, how you doing, brother? Alexandra G, the best mod in the house. Of course, my dude, usernames in here, showing some love. Harp, what's up, my dude? How are you? Oshaka Tano, how are you? Crypto Coin Mindset, what is up to you? Scrolling RS Miller 747. How are you doing, man? Good morning to you, baby. Yes, Jesse. Good look. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Crypto Pollo Cluck Cluck. Mother. Yep. Dylan VA. How you doing? What is up to you? Crypto Gains. Scrolling through. You guys are blowing up the chat. I love it. Buck. What's up, brother? Arson 246 Junior. How you doing? Or JR. I think it might just be JR. Randy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Goldie Crypto. Man, my chat is moving all around. You guys are crushing it. I love it. Good to see all you guys in the chat right now. Retro Mike Tech, how you doing? Emma Corner, how you doing? Let's go. All right. Sorry if I miss you in the chat. Just give me a little shout out there and I'll get you. Don't you worry.
Did you see Retro Mike Tech's comment about the tariffs? He said, fun fact. Did you see that?
Nah, dude, I was scrolling so fast just trying to get the names as
Yeah.
best I could.
So Retro Mike Tech said, fun fact, these tariffs have been causing people to quit mining because they've been able to sell their hardware for 3 times what they paid for it 2 years ago. Hardware scalping is back. Get excited.
Good. I got a
I know. That's
mining
why I
equipment
was
need to
asking if
sell.
you saw that.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Hey, I did miss I missed
I
a
hear
couple
you have
people in
some
here that are
Caspa
important.
hardware for sale.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, anyone want it? Yeah. Wix Wi-Fi 89, what's up to you? K Diggity, no doubt. And I think I saw somebody else in there that was one of my regulars, but man, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. But hey, I just want to make sure I got you guys. Oh, Lunchable Connoisseur, what's up to you? Sorry.
Nice.
Hello.
Nice. I was told to stop manipulating the market and give people their damn $800 chain link. So I'll work on that. That is my goal. My goal is to make false prophets comments come to reality. Okay.
Was that
Shots
a
fired.
composite
There you
man?
go. And along with the composite man. Yes, I am the composite man. I don't know if you know this or not. And I also evidently
No.
boil my ribs. I boil my ribs, and I think ketchup is spicy. That is not true. Oh, good Lord.
You can't be mixing facts with lies, man. What's up?
No, man. Slow and low on the heat. Listen. Ground mustard, right? The seasoning, not the condiment. Ground mustard, garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper, a little bit of brown sugar, dry rubbed all over the top, slow roasted in the oven for about 3 hours on low heat. Take it out, take those, go ahead and cut them if you want, put it on the grill, finish it off there with a little bit of sauce, get that caramelization. That's how you do ribs the right way, okay? Hashtag rib chat. So
I'm on the way. I am on the
all
way.
right.
Let's go.
All right. Let's go. Let's go take a look at the all this news that we got today, guys. We got a lot to unpack here today. Let me fix that. Let me do that, and then I will do that. Now we should be set up to go straight into the news. Let's go check it out and see. I'll be right back with you two. You guys. All right, taking a look at the news here, guys. Looking at Into The Cryptoverse first to get a little market health here. We're at overall on the market cap. We're at a 33.9% risk band. It's pretty low. The thing keeping it down, social metrics. We're not getting a lot of hopium and hype, I should say, on the social metrics of Twitter, YouTube, so on and so forth. So that's keeping everything pretty low. Right now, we are looking at the total market cap at $2.81 trillion. The trend for that, the median for the market cap is currently sitting at $3.51 trillion, which means that crypto as a whole is 19.81% undervalued. So take that for what it's worth, guys. Current risk levels on Bitcoin is sitting at 52.4%. And then come over here, let's look at this Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance with stables is sitting at 60.08. Without stables, 65.31. We are continuing to see this Bitcoin dominance spread between with stables and without stables to get further and wider. So now it is definitely over 5% difference between that Bitcoin dominance with and without stables, meaning a lot of Bitcoin dominance is going into the stable coins, not the altcoins. JR, this is Into The Cryptoverse. I have a subscription for it, and we do a lot of breakdown stuff on this in our Discord also. So I try to bring this to you guys every morning, though, so you guys can at least get some of this data off of here. Fear and greed index. Let's go look at that because there's a lot of talk on the fear and greed index right now, all over Crypto X, man. Current right now, 10. We are at a fear and greed index of 10 right now, and we haven't been at this level. So a lot of people are talking about this. I'm going to break this down in a little bit, but a lot of people are talking about that we haven't been at a 10 level. Let's go turn off all of these and let's go see when the last time we had a 10 was. We had a 10. I want to say it was back in 2022. That's what people were saying. So let's reset the zoom. Let's go back over here. Yeah, it's going to be over here that we were this low back in June 2022. Okay. Yes, that is very true. What they're saying there is Bitcoin has not seen a 10 fear and greed index since 2022. But you know where else we also saw one was coming out of the first drop that we had back here. Let me find it. I saw it here right there. Right there. There's a 10. if I bring this into Zoom, there's a 10 right there. And this was in the 2021 mid-cycle after the dump that we had from the first peak going into the second peak. So, cherry pick your data for what it's worth. That, hey, look, we were almost at the bottom the last time we had this. Yeah, we also had it in the last cycle at this point of the cycle. So, not going to negate that fact that yes, we were at our lows in 2022 when we got that last 10, but we also seen it very similar in the cycle to what we're seeing right now. So let's go over here and let's do our morning market brief brought to you by Lunar Beaches Crypto. He drops this every morning in our Discord, guys. So if you're over there, go check it out. S&P futures were slightly green this morning on pre-market. They are now in the red, reacting to that economic data. NASDAQ futures tech continues to lead. So change from this to now, all of the gains made by NVIDIA yesterday have sold off, and we are now in the red on NASDAQ. It's down quite a bit. Dow futures modestly up. It's at 0.2% is what we saw there a little while ago. Looking at the economic data that was released this morning, Q4 2024 GDP second estimate confirmed a 2.3% annualized growth in line with expectations. Consumer spending remained strong, though investment was weaker. Durable goods up 3.1% versus the negative 1.8% prior, led by a 9.8% surge in transportation equipment. So that's a strong signal for manufacturing, but that was about it there. Initial jobless claims came in this morning. Previously, it was at 219,000 people filed for unemployment last week, 225,000 this week, slightly higher, but still within a healthy labor market range. That's according to the Federal Reserve. So what does this mean for the markets? GDP confirms steady growth, but doesn't surprise the markets. So yes, it was not what they were expecting it to be. Let's jump over here and take a look. GDP growth rate quarter over quarter for the second part there, 2.3%. It was consensus and forecasted to be 2.3%, but it is a contraction of 0.8% from the previous quarter, which does mean a contracting economy, but no reason to throw the brakes on anything yet. So the other one that was on here that I saw was pending home sales, guys. Down big time. Pending home sales down 4.6%, was down 4.1 last one. So now we had another 4.6%. So we are seeing a lot of people not wanting to buy homes right now. That is likely due to uncertainty. People don't know how safe their jobs are. So why would they want to buy a home and be beholden to a 30-year mortgage on that? So that's what we have there on the market brief there. Let's go check out the liquidations in the past 24 hours, guys. Past 24 hours, 168,467 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $681.95 million. The largest single liquidation was on Bitfinex. It was TBTC versus UST, and it was $8.21 million liquidation. Good Lord. Who has that much money to just get liquidated, man? Not me, not at all. I am not the composite man, just so you know. What's up, FDY in the house? What's up, man? Good to see you here, bro. Looking here at the daily right now, guys, we do still have Pi up quite a bit. Aptos there, Stacks is up, but a lot of stuff in the red. Let's take a look and see how much in the red we are seeing here. Bitcoin is sitting at $85,400 right now, down 3.3% on the daily. Ethereum down 5.4% on the daily at $2,300. Look at this dominance here of market cap for Tether versus XRP. You guys, we've seen XRP and Tether swap back and forth to that third position for quite a while, meaning that their market cap is very close. Now Tether is at 142 billion versus XRP's 126 billion. That is a lot of money moving into Tether, and that is back to that statement again about the market dominance, Bitcoin dominance there, and that it's moving into stables, not necessarily altcoins. So 4.5% on the downside for XRP, 2.9% on BNB, now 3%, just changed. 1.4% on Solana. Solana holding pretty decent here despite being down 41% for the month, 19.8% for the week. It's down only 1.4% on the daily at 137.56. Dogecoin down 2.5%, actually holding pretty decent. But when you take a look at, hey, it's only down 2.5%. Yeah, it's still down 37% on the monthly, guys. It's getting absolutely wrecked versus Bitcoin 16.9. So BNB has actually held up better than most things. except for Litecoin, which we've talked about for a month here on the show, guys. Litecoin only down 1.3% on the daily, up 10.3% on the monthly, still at 126.07. Chainlink nowhere near $800 or $600. It's at 1537 right now, down 2.2%. Pi Network, still don't trust it, but hey, it's up 15.6% on the daily there. SWE is down 6.2%. Avalanche is up 2%, and then rounding out the top 20 here on the last of it, Stellar Lumens, Leo Token, Shiba Inu, and Toncoin, followed by Hedera in that number 20 spot. Leo Token, Shiba Inu, and HBAR up slightly here, but still quite a bit of downside on the monthlies, with the exception of your Leo Token. Over here to the market open, guys. Let's take a look at this. Let's give it a refresh to see how this Dow Jones is looking now. Looks like it might be getting a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, it's up 0.6%. S&P just above flat at 0.02, and the NASDAQ has recovered over 0.5% here since we started the show. So that might be a good sign of a reversal coming in and giving us a little bit of hope. We'll get into the news in a little while. I think that's pretty good there. Let's jump back over to the trio cam, and let's let old TradeFly get in on his initial Bitcoin here if you want, man. We'll give you the start out the gate on what you're seeing on Bitcoin right now, and then I'll come in with some higher time frame stuff. Let's knock out some alts today. What you got for me, TradeFly?
All right, so I do have a I caught it. Don't you worry. I only got a couple words in there. It's nice. I got this little red light now that tells me that if it's muted or not. But I do have one kind of high time frame thing that I posted in the trading group. All right, and I do want you guys to look at this, and it's just, gives you a little bit of understanding where we could go and how technicals are kind of tying in, history repeating itself, all that good stuff. All right, so our previous range, right? We were in our previous range for 253 days. All right, at day 160, we went down 33%. All right, we came back, we retested the previous high of the range right here, and you can see this orange line, right? Almost a perfect wick to the top of that. All right, so that was also, we didn't have a close underneath of the golden pocket, right? So you see that we did wick through it, but never a close underneath. And now, looking at the current setup, right? Remember, I was talking about this probably a week or 2 weeks ago. I was like, it looks awfully similar in the front part of it. All right, we were kind of getting that like little M formation. You saw that here, kind of getting that little M formation, and now we've kind of regressed, right? We've come back down a little bit, and showing you this for is because there's two things I want you to understand here. Yes, it sucks right now, current state. But that being said, Bitcoin at, 70,000, 71,000 is really not a bad thing. You understand that Bitcoin is a volatile asset. You knew that when you got in. It's just the way it works. We're going to have these 30, percent retracements. It's just part of the game. Okay. So, and I want you to see that right here. This was 33%. We're at currently 25%. If we were to come down to the golden pocket and retest the top of the range right here, what do you think that would be? Well, I'm going to tell you here. Let's go from the top, all-time high, down to the top of the range. That's 33%. Weird, right? Just like this one. So, history has a little, pinch and repeat itself at times. And that's what I don't say it's to be bearish. And I'm actually kind of giving you hopium, because what does that do? It's just a higher low, right? It's a higher low, and it's keeping a bullish structure, right? You're going to have pullbacks. It's just the way it works. And understand that once we got up to about 100K, there's a little bit of a perceived psychological sell wall. Let's look at the smaller time frame real quick. And it's very clear that we are in a downtrend. So be very, very careful. I know that some people caught the long here. Hopefully, like you took profits on the way up. But there was a very strong move here, and you could see, all right, just by the wick, and this is the 15-minute. This shows you that there are willing buyers. You can see a spike in volume, right? And then last night you saw volume really just trickle out, and now it's starting to come back in, right? So here we go. Could we see a continuation from here? Maybe, but my thing is just not fighting the overall trend. Okay, so you're below the 200 on the 15-minute. You're really below the dynamic reactor, and this was a great short setup this morning. all I'm doing is taking it from the top of the range here to the low. And where did it come back to? The dynamic reactor, the 200. There was a lot of confluence here, right where we had the golden pocket. All right, so there was a ton of confluence, and then of course we got a little bit of data that came out that shook the market this morning too. So and on top of all of it, this was a line in the sand for us. The 0.382 quarterly pivot, that was an area that was holding up as support. Unfortunately, what we're doing right now is we're flipping what was support into resistance. It's not ideal. With the continuation of the trend down and right, I'd be very, very careful with taking a long position here. You want to get over top of all this stuff. Go for the OC retest that we always talk about. That's kind of what I'm personally going to wait for. The only thing I'd be looking for right now and on a personal level is shorts until we actually break this trend. So that's kind of what I'm looking at the smaller time frame. You can see your support level here, very obvious. You can see this horizontal right here, very obvious. So I'm not going to beat those two areas up. I'm just giving you my perspective. All right, trend is down. I'm only looking for shorts right now until we actually break this current structure that we have right here. All right, so I would like to see at minimum break this area here, and I would probably not ride it up any higher than about 89.5 personally in the interim. All right, we need to see a little bit of a flipping trend before I get bullish. All right, that's what I got.
Awesome. Yeah, let me jump over here. Let's take a look at what I'm seeing here on the higher time frames, the multi-oscillator, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll head over to OC, see if he's got anything on his last trades, because he's been going over a lot of stuff on Litecoin and OM, and they've been ripping off. So if you can have those ready to go, OC, I'm sure people would like an update on that. Let's go over and check out the higher time frame on Bitcoin here. Looking at the daily right now, guys, watching the oscillator trio over here. We got the histogram. We are starting to get a shorter candle here. Not seeing as much sell-off in this past daily histogram candle here. Signal line, though, still really broad. Not seeing any curvature on this yet. That's what we really want to see. When we start to get that curvature, guys, that typically gives indication that we're going to get another upside move. Right now, we're not seeing that. It is still pushing down pretty hard. We are sitting quite oversold here on the daily of Oscillator Pro, but money flow still heading to the downside. True 7 is clipping, but volume and money flow are telling us that it is not ready to reverse quite yet, despite the fact that we do have a nice blue candle coming in on the RSI heat map prime here. Last time we did that was back here. Let me show you where it was at on price. We had this blue coming in right here, and we had this fake out rally right there. Do you see this? This is that point that we had that blue. We had a little fake out rally and then went down one more time before we got the actual pump. So be aware that despite having this blue heat map candle here, getting very cooled off on the RSI primed, it is looking like we could have a repeat of what we've seen before. We did get this bounce that we talked about yesterday here on the quantum reactor and on the 200-day simple moving average. But now we have broken our previous predictive ranges here, guys. The predictive ranges tend to range. That's why they're called ranges. Usually in between the two gold bands. This one shifted down with our delta median being the top and our lower support band being the range. So what I'm watching for is that if we do get a price move up, I know you can't see the colors yet because right now they're still projected here on the daily, but this would be your top band, your breakout band, lower support, upper resistance. This is your two gold bands and your delta median. That is these right here. This here is this range right here. Okay. And so what I would expect to see is that we at least get a breakup. Let me go ahead and get rid of all of the others here. There we go. Goodbye. And goodbye and goodbye. And then let's talk about this range right here, because this is where I think that we will get some price action up to. If we break above the lower gold band here, the delta median, where we had our top at in the last predictive ranges, would be coming in at about $93,900. I'm curious to see what the heat map says about that level right now, because that's where I would expect, if we do get a pump up, to get there. Now, if we get up there and we get our bounce on the dynamic reactor, which is another algorithmic moving average, it's amazing for support. That would be a very bullish sign for me. But right now, I do think that we're going to go up and pay a visit to at least our delta median here at 93,247 on the chart. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on there. Looking at the Piper Sniper for the days, guys. The target lock, target hold section over here on the hourly, nothing giving us any bullish indication on the hourly. On the 4 hour, the only thing that we had that is reading bullish right now for us is Litecoin. So again, Litecoin leading the way here on our top tokens to watch. So OC, let's kick it over to you, see what you're seeing, and then we'll come back and we'll address a question. Someone had a question there about our Discord. So OC, what you got for us, man?
Absolutely. Let's get started with OM, and then let's move into Litecoin. Why? Because OM is also, it's almost there. I mean, it's actually on entry points. So our strategy is telling us we're going to always repeat flip of the ribbon, and we already have the flip of the ribbon with that up reversal at support, and we have dynamic reactor, previous week low, and very, very close to this trend line. So big question is, are we going to be jumping into a long here? I mean, we're still pretty bullish in here. We have not yet lost any big supports, and we're also on the dynamic reactor, which if you take a look at here, is still a higher low, right? Well, this is a little bit of a hard question. Why? Let's draw a trend line in here, and let's also remove all the spaghetti, right? So I think let's get started with that. Removing the spaghetti, the leftovers. There we go. We have lost the trend line. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, and off we go to the very next resistance, right? Where is it? What is it happening here? It is that after that, we have a huge black hole here that could maybe just draw all the way back down here for almost there, almost a continuation of also the trend. I mean, we can even go as low as 60 for a continuation of the bullish trend. All right, so here's the deal. We are on danger, right? Most of the trades that we're going to be taking are in danger. Bitcoin is falling, but it seems like we could be having a little bit of a pullback. So it is very, very, very important that we take an analysis on Bitcoin. So let's see what's happening here. At this point, we have a breakout. We're going for the retest. And this is why exactly I mentioned in the morning that maybe we could be getting set up on the 5 minutes, all right, 5 minutes for a breakout retest and then a short setup. So what is it gonna be for Bitcoin? This is our entry point on the 5 minutes and then continuation. We also need to be very careful here. Let's go to the 4 hour really quickly. And there we go. We are also falling and we are having a retracement on this candle. So is this a confirmation? Not just yet. We have not yet broken this trend line. I think we might have a little chance for bouncing up. Therefore, this is going to be our entry, long position right there. Let's wait for that candle to come back to us, right? Our stop loss is going to be very short in here, even above this area right there. And our TP number one, oh, come on. It's gonna be all the way up here. Well, all the way, right? I mean, very short to be honest. 148 or 1.48 on our risk reward ratio. TP number one, early profits, and then TP number two is gonna be somewhere around 8.222. Guys, very important. Half of an entry. Half of an entry. In this case, I'm not gonna be reallocating any other half. Why? Because we're gonna be trading against Bitcoin. We know what happened with Bitcoin. Drops, everything drops, all right, even if it's bullish. So this is gonna be for it. Let me set up an alerting here and let's try to take it as soon as we can with the movement to the upside. Remember, we're still bullish in here. Let's go to Litecoin. Oh my God, look at that. Well, Litecoin had been playing out fantastic, to be honest, right? Until right here. Remember? And in fact, this is what's happening on the 5 minutes on the on the 5 minutes on Bitcoin. Breakout retest. Oh, my bad. This is the 5 minutes. We need to take a look at the 4 hour. There it is. So we have a V-shaped recovery. Something important, it's not quite there or exacting here because we don't have a trickling down effect before. So we're coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, right? This is giving us 70% chances of ranging. Where the range is going to be located, well, it's defined by this other area here, our previous low and our previous high. I'm going to be calling this ranging zone up here. So what are we going to be trying to do here is catch the top for a short and catch the bottom for a long, whatever comes first. We are at the center of this movement. So let's get started and set up our alerts in here. Maybe Litecoin, might be playing out very good if we can channel into a range. Again, this will depend on Bitcoin also making a range because of Wyckoff actually going down the range, the V-shaped recovery, 70% chances of ranging, because seems like we are not there yet. We have not taken this high, right? So as long as we can take above this week, so this is basically the lower channel and this is defining the higher channel, I think we have a real chance to be doing this. All right, a little bit of helping, because this could be a continuation or a reversal, right? Remember, the third one is a charm. We have this the first one, the second one. We can still have one more drop, right? That will gonna be getting us almost exactly at the areas that Piper is talking about. 73 for me, 76 to 70K, let's call it somewhere around there. So be careful, because despite this is a range, or we could be having a range, this range could be breaking down as we have seen it before. All right, so basically there you go. BTC, OM, and Litecoin. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think that we can be having that range for the Wyckoff I don't know, distribution? Or do you think that we're not going to be having a range in going straight down to the next area low?
I think we're going to have a little bit of range, especially as we head into the weekend. We're almost there. Tomorrow, it's Friday, so the weekend low volume. I think that we'll get a little rally up because it's really easy to move markets when there's low volume. But I don't know that. I think it's just going to hurt more people at this point. I think if anyone gets it too much FOMO too quick and apes in because they think it's recovery, you're gonna see some people get wrecked. What I'm waiting on is I want to see a higher high and a higher low. On that new higher low at support is where I will look at getting in pretty heavy on a lot of stuff. So that's what I'm waiting on. TradeFly, I don't know about you, man. What's your thoughts? You're muted.
I know. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that kind of goes along with what I was saying with Bitcoin, right? Like I'm looking for that breakout retest before I feel a little bit more comfortable with getting in. And I don't think that I'm really going to go heavy. My approach right now is kind of lathering in on the way down as we hit these significant areas of support, some of the key levels we've been looking at, because in my mind, just based on the technicals, I could see a further pullback right now. Like I am anticipating a potential pullback to the golden pocket, retesting that previous high. So, I don't know that it will play out, but that is kind of how I'm going to take the approach. So wait for the breakout retest. Maybe that invalidates what I'm kind of thinking right now. But as of right now, yeah, I'm just going to lather in. I'm just slowly DCAing in as we go down. So just throwing some money in, picking the coins I like. And one of them, I know Solana's down right now. I know there's a lot of FUD around that, but Solana just did get a futures ETF listed. All right. Yep. So this is not now something that may happen. It was listed. All right. So understand that is like kind of the anti-FUD. So was that FUD? Was it on purpose? Like, did they put that out there to lower the price so that more institutional investment could come in at a lower price? And I don't want to throw that out there as speculation, but it makes too much sense. We went from $260 down to, what are we at? Like 138?
Yep. Like, yeah, it's down there. It's like 136, I think, right now. So
I'm gonna put some money on Solana, and I already have. So
nice. What's the heat map telling you right now for Bitcoin? What are we looking at on liquidation levels?
Let me pull that up for you. En route, sir. Coming on up. If you guys don't know, I get the heat map from coinank.com. All right, go to the derivative section, liquidation.
Yeah, while you pull that up. Yeah, while you pull that up, because that leads right into something that I wanted to see. Arlene earlier, she asked about what our Discord has. I want to show that real fast because you actually dropped that in the trade group in here too. So let me go show that real fast. And shout out to Arlene. Welcome to the Piper Academy. Our Discord, we got a trading group in here that, TradeFly's in here dropping his heat levels, telling you where to watch, gave you the link for it here. Lunar Beaches had a nice little trade setup here of a symmetric triangle, played out really, really well for him. We also have some, a lot of other traders. We got trade mentors, Buck and Crypto Trades in the house, and Crypto Trades going to be doing a class next week on options trading if you have any interest in that. So we got our trade setups in here. We also do our DCA structure for all of our altcoins here. Every Monday we do this with the DCA plan. This is called the Piper plan. We also do it for Bitcoin here under the base members levels. So a lot of stuff in here. We also, we got new daily news updates that come in. We have 2 classes a week called the alumni Q&A and then the upperclassmen VIP stage where we go over all that stuff too. So a lot of stuff offered in there, but I saw that you joined our Discord, so I went ahead and gave you upper class access for the next 24 hours so you can look around and check it out. So there you go. There you go. TradeFly, let's jump over to your chart now. Let's see what you're seeing on the heat map, bro.
I absolutely love that, man. That's super, super cool. All right. So looking at the heat map on the 3-day, all right, you can see where the hotspot is. All right. And this, look, I mean, it's very clear to see why this liquidity came in. Multiple hits in the same area of resistance as price continued its way down. You can see, like, look at this point of the map and then look at this point of the map, right? You can see the change. So as price started breaking down, liquidity starts flowing in. What are people doing? They're taking leveraged short positions. They're putting their stop losses right over top of the resistance. And that's where all the liquidity is sitting right now on the 3-day. Now, one of the things that Piper just showed you guys that I thought was very important, and I was like, hey, in my mind, there could be an opportunity for a little bit of a reversal, is that the liquidity on the zoomed out map, if you're looking on the 6 month, it takes too long to load right now. But if you look at that, the liquidity was pretty much gone. Like, they had wiped everything out. So what happens when the liquidity has been wiped out from retail? Well, that's when the institutions now assume that liquidity. All right. They are now saying, okay, we have an opportunity to now buy that from retail and hold that. All right. So that's why you see that larger candle, right? That's whales. That's institutional investment coming in and taking essentially your coin. So that game works. This is where the liquidity is sitting to the top side. So, there's an opportunity to come up. And what you got to understand about this does not mean that we're having a true reversal and that you're going to see continuation of trend. This just means that this is where liquidity is sitting and there's an opportunity to have a wick up, grab the liquidity, and then reestablish the range. All right. So what you need to look for here, all right, there's 2 things to look for. All right. If there's a wick up to this area, it grabs the liquidity and quickly comes back down into the range and reestablishes the range, that means price is more likely to go down. If you get candle closes above this area and the price works its way back down, and then you see a wick off of this area that was resistance, and when I say a wick, I mean the candle will then close to the upside, a bullish candle, you're then likely to see an actual reversal, right? Then the trend, the structure of this is now changing, and you may see some continuation to the upside. So that is what you want to look for once we interact with this area again. Now, I'm not predicting. I'm just telling you what to look for when we do get there, right? That's kind of how I like to play the game. I let the price come to me, and then I make my decision based on what I'm seeing out of the candle structure around that key level. And then that is where I will make my whether I think we're going to go up or we're going to go down. All right. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this now. Again, most of the liquidity has been taken to the downside. It does get really, really hot down around the 70,000 area, and that's, keep that in the back of your mind that the hotter spots are down between 70 and 60,000. So understand that is actually where the bulk, and when I say bulk, I'm talking about billions. All right. There's billions of dollars of liquidity sitting down there. So that might be the place they want to go, but why not take this burst, right? That makes a lot of sense in the short term. So again, that's a real key level for you guys to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing that also. You were talking about the higher month ones. Let me jump over there real fast. I'll show where that heat level's at that you're talking about. Looking at the 3 month right now, you can see there's liquidity lines, like big liquidity chunk all the way down through here. But yeah, getting up to those other levels there that you were talking about first on the lower time frame, and then paying a visit down there, that would be around the $71,000 range. So yeah, I'm seeing the same thing on the higher time frame ones, bro.
And what does that line up with?
That lines up with my lower levels on the platinum pocket that I've been talking about for a hot
Okay.
minute, man.
It
Let's
also
go
lines
take a
up
look
with
at that.
my golden pocket, and it also lines up 71K lines up almost perfectly with the high of the previous range. There's too
Yeah, if you
much
take a
confluence
look,
in that area.
take a look here. I've got these levels on the 4 hour. So this is where we were talking about yesterday with the 200-day moving average. And of course, also the daily quantum reactor was coming right through there too. That's where we actually wicked off of, was the quantum reactor coming in just short of hitting the 200-day. But that was the golden pocket. The platinum pocket's coming in right now down here, 786 to the 887 for those that don't know. And that is 71,594. Also in that range is the 300-day simple moving average. So
Now
these
look
are
back
pulled
left.
from the low here of November election day up to the high that we had here in January. So,
Right. So now look at the high from the previous range. That all lines up with what you're looking at right now.
here, I'll drop it over to your chart. Let's go.
Oh no, I don't have it up right now. I was
Oh,
looking at yours, man. I had Solana.
okay. Okay. You got Solana? You want to do Solana? Let's take a ride on the Soul Train, man.
All right. Well, we can do that. We'll do that. But anyways, there's a lot of confluence down there around 71K is really what it comes down to. So that's why, like, in my mind, I still have this in the back of my mind that we may at some point go down there. That's why I'm taking a conservative approach in the way that I'm lathering into this stuff right now. All right, looking at Solana, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Just want to follow up on it. And you know what I brought out? I know what you know what I brought out. I haven't brought this out in a long time. This is the dynamic support and resistance zones pie chart front prime. It is free. Okay, it is free and it's fire. Just so you guys know, one thing you to do when you get this, or if you get this, go in and select volume. Okay, volume right here will make these pop, and then it's showing you how much is transacting here in relation to the support and resistance levels. We made a video about it here on the channel as well. But look, this is lining up. A lot of things are lining up. You can see where I had a level right here that I identified just based on support and resistance. Makes a lot of sense to see volume in there. This is what is a little bit nerve-wracking for me, right? I identified a level right here, resistance, but look, it's showing us that there's not a lot of volume here. All right, so based on the market, if the market continues to pull back, I think it's darn near a certainty that we come down to here. And that is why I have a notification right here letting me know, hey, bro, it's time to go, right? We've had the airplane here before. We've seen this move up because we retested this multiple times. And you could start seeing that the price action was showing you right here, hey, we're going to go, all right? Because it's just the pressure was too much and eventually it broke. All right, so that being said, set a notification 121, all right, or so. Obviously, there's a little bit of a range, just a little bit, down to this high volume area at about 113. Okay, so that's an area that I'm going to be looking for on a personal level, taking a long position on Solana. I've already been layering in, just full transparency. All right, I layered in here, I layered in here, and I plan to really layer in here. All right, so that's 3 areas that I'm looking at, and that's kind of the approach I'm taking with a lot of things right now, because I don't want to get burned if there is, for whatever reason, a big, continuation in the market sell-off. I will just continue to lather in, and then again, I'm going to look down here. If we get down to the bottom part of this range, I'll probably lather in again. It'd be nutty to see Solana down at 79, 80 bucks, but it is what it is. All right, so understand using the capital that you have, right? I'm sitting on a lot of cash right now in terms of my portfolio percentage. So I'm probably 85% cash, and I'm just slowly working my way back in, taking this DCA approach, just lowering my cost basis as it continues its way down. If it turns around, then guess what? Profit City. Let's go. All right. So there's a different way to DCA. Understand, when we're giving you a lot of these trade setups in terms on short time frames, we are talking about scalping and intraday type trades a lot of time, especially me and OC. Piper's very good at the bigger picture. But just understand my approach that I'm actually taking to this market, even though we're showing you some of these lower time frame moves.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. We had a request for Suey. I was pulling that up here, trying to get that ready. I had a request for Suey, then we'll come back around and see what OC is looking at on the altcoin side right now. But shout out to Doom User. I saw him in the chat a little while ago. Doom User, fellow vet in the crypto space. So what's up, bro? Good to see you here. Let's go jump over and check out what I'm seeing on Sui. As someone corrected yesterday on X to the entire community, it's Sui, not Suey. So let's go in here and take a look at what we're seeing here. I want to turn off the support resistance boxes first, and let's just talk about what we're seeing right now on the daily. So on the daily, guys, we did get a lot of support here on this orange line. This orange line is a 200-day simple moving average. You can see we are stuck beneath the daily quantum reactor. It did not hold a support, and that is our rejection point at this point. But we also have the 200-day here, and then the value area low. This value area low is coming off of this last bottom that we had here in October 2024, and that is pulling the volume. So fixed range volume profile is a fixed range, right? Which is we set it there, and then it's showing you where there's high amounts and low amounts of volume. Our current level right now, and this is where I want to point out the Warno, our current level here right now at the line here, the value area low of $2.70. We have a huge gap here beneath it. This is a volume gap, and if we lose this level, very likely could be heading down to about 235. But right now, this 200-day simple moving average is giving us a little bit of hope. Let's go back to the 4-hour and let's just take a look at what we're seeing here on these boxes, because they have been pretty key resistance levels, pretty key support levels for us. But again, like I was saying, if we lose this level, we could be coming back to revisit this big wick, which was front ran onto this volume node here. And again, that's going to be coming in at about $2.38. Looking at the oscillator right now on it, it does look like money flow is coming up on the 4-hour right now, but volume is coming down. So don't get trapped until we break above that quantum reactor on the daily. We've got to be mindful of the low volume, the low volume that's taking place here in this zone. And then one last thing that I wanted to look at was the daily oscillator, and let's see how that's looking. Daily oscillator, guys, we might be getting a little bit of money in right now, but on the daily, money flow is still heavily pointing to the downside. Oscillator ribbon is also. So I do think we're going to be paying a visit down to about 238 if Bitcoin continues its trajectory on the downside motion. Let's kick it back over to the trio cam and an OC. What do you got for us on some altcoins? We're about 12 minutes out from the top of the hour, so let's let you run. Show us the OC Mexican spaghetti magic, man. What do you got? You're muted.
Oh, oh man. Well, it seems like almost all of us have had it today. So let's take a look at a couple of trades that we have been behind
Twins tonight, buddy.
for this week. almost February the 24th, we ring a couple of those. We're going to be looking at, for example, Jupiter, CPOOL, and also I think that was ARB. So first, let's get started with Jupiter. We are already on gains in here. Remember that we were looking for that flip of the ribbon. It did play it out. In fact, our entry should have been a little bit below this area. I know mine is, but if you just decided to enter whatever we decided to, well, then we are on profits. Look at that. I mean, I know it's not that much, but in a bear market, trying to get, well, not bear market, but in a bearish movement with a bearish Bitcoin, this kind of movement, I think, played out very, very okay. Remember, our TP number 1 was here. It did not cut mine. I don't know. It was just about caught it. So what I'm doing is just taking my profits and let it go. All right. If you want to jump back in, wait for a higher low, and then also wait for the flip of the ribbon to the upside. Most likely, we're not going to be having that. We're going to be going farther below, somewhere around here. Yes, creating a higher low, and then having the flip of the ribbon. Just be aware of the zones that we could be looking at. In fact, let's just call this one down over and taking profits. And let's mark this area right here a little bit above where we're looking to enter back again. And let's move this out of the way like that. All right. The next one we're going to be looking at, it's CPOOL in here. CPOOL is not been playing out as I was expecting. Remember, this was my prediction, or this was my analysis result. And as you can see, we have that double bottom. We're not yet above the zero line. And what we're going to be doing is just taking too long to break and retest. So, well, let's give it just two or three more candles on the 4-hour. Let's move our stop loss below this week and then keep it as is. The point in this part, it is that we're going to be trying to close it as soon as we are at the previous highs, right here, right there, right? We're going to be trying to call it good and then close it. Where are we closing these double bottom areas? Because I wanted to see a big reaction out of them, and we're just not having it. All right, so most likely we're going to be seeing maybe further movement to the downside, or maybe triple bottom or something like that. So remember, we always want to protect our capital instead of risking it. All right, but if you feel the necessity to keep it open for longer, go ahead. Remember, at the end of it all, you own your own keys, or most likely. And if you're not, you should. ARB. ARB playing up very nicely. Take your profits and run away if you did jump into these areas in here. Other than that, if not, this is not the time to be jumping in. What we want to wait for, it is once again the rejection, and we're looking for the next flip of the rebound, whatever it happens, either at the bottom, right, or either at the top. Better if it happens at the zero line. Let's add our zero line in here. There we go. Double click, coordinates, and then let's do 0. Click OK, and once again, right click and lock it. There we go. So we want to see a better reaction when we have a flip of the ribbon above the zero line, but I think it's going to be a little bit hard to see that. Other than that, that's what I got on the Alcon side. Not looking to get into any longs just yet. But yeah, turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. So I got this one article I want to go over real fast. So, right now is the time where, a lot of people are uncertain about their jobs, or they're looking for to expand into new jobs. And so, of course, the crypto people people look for jobs in Web3, right? It's a big hot thing right now. This article is absolutely insane. Let me jump over and show you this. Crazy evil hackers create fake Web3 firm, drain job seekers' crypto wallets. So the applicants were duped into installing a custom-made virtual meeting software, Grasscall, which would inject malicious software into the computers. So they created a fake Web3 company. What the levels they went to are just ridiculous here, and scary, to be honest. It says the group set up LinkedIn and X profiles advertising standard crypto industry jobs like blockchain analyst or social media manager. Then once you got on there, they said, hey, yeah, we would like to hire you, so on and so forth. They gave you this link to download the software for the meeting, right? Like, hey, we want to do an interview. Here's our software. The purported CMO would then nudge them to download and install virtual meeting software known as Grasscall and enter a code provided by the CMO. Grasscall would then install a variety of information stealing malware and remote access Trojans called rats, which would search for crypto wallets, passwords, Apple keychain data, and authentication cookies stored in web browsers. The campaign is no longer running at the time of writing. Most advertisements appear to have been removed. Yeah, they were even doing like full advertisement stuff on this. Christian Gita, freelance UX developer, claimed to have been impacted by the scam, said it looked legit from almost all angles in a LinkedIn post. So, wow, the levels people will go to get your crypto, guys. So, it just tells me two things. One, you may not be vigilant enough at every corner, right? And it's like I used to tell people all the time. When I was in the combat zone, downrange, I had to get lucky every day. The enemy only had to get lucky once. So this is how you need to take your approach in controlling your crypto. It comes with risk, right? And so make sure you guys are being vigilant. But it also tells me that if people are going to this extreme to get your crypto, guys, we're still early. We're still early. So, TradeFly, your thoughts on this article, man, because this is nuts, the level that they went to on this scam.
I don't think you remember. I sent you an email on February 11th telling you there was a new scheme out there and to be careful. That was it. That was the one.
Oh, that was the one, huh? Well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's what I was trying to say.
TradeFly's giving me heads up.
hey, wake up, man. Like, because I know you do a lot of interviews in particular. And
I
I was
do.
like, hey, keep an eye out for this. And that's yeah, dude, it's getting crazy complex. They're getting better and better. So, that's what we always say. You just gotta be really, really careful. I personally do not even click links from friends and family. Like I will
Nope.
literally text them back, like, what is this? Tell me what it is before I even think about clicking it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, half the time I still won't click it because I'm like, hey, it's just not this dumb video I want you to see. Well, I'm good. You can tell me about it. We'll talk about it over a beer. So
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, when I get people that send me links for meetings, for interviews, like in the crypto space, people that I see every day, I'm like, here, I'll just send you my link, and why don't you join me on my software, because I can conduct meetings just like I'm streaming to you right now on this software. It is actually a meeting software also. So I just tell them to join my link. It's much easier. Don't need to download anything. Don't need to go to Zoom. Don't need any of that. Just come right here on the eCam. Let's talk. So, yeah, be vigilant, be careful, and be aware out there, everybody. OC, that is about
RMT
it.
said
I
we'll
know
put
you
him
got
out
to
of
get to the.
business.
What's that?
I said RMT is like we're gonna put him out of business. He was like, I love people like that. It keeps him going. He's a big fan.
I love that dude, man. OC, I know you got to get going over to the Chart Prime class. What do you got for the people on the way out, man?
Not much. It seems like, guys, thank you so much for those likes. Seems like it actually made it work. Bitcoin price did bounce up. Let's now click those like buttons and see the weekend played out. I know we're not there yet, but we still need to accumulate those not to go lower. So, guys, let's get together. Click that like button, because if you click it, price of Bitcoin will go up.
I like it. Let's do that. TradeFly, what do you got for the people on the way out, man?
I missed the OC jokes on the end, man. I was waiting for it. I was ready. I thought he was setting one up. But hey, it's good. It's good seeing all you guys in the chat. Definitely, it's good to be back. It's good to be on the morning show. It won't be every day, but I'm gonna try to be here as much as I can. So again, love you guys. Great seeing you. Trade safe, be safe, and I'm out.
Awesome. Guys, we'll be back here tomorrow morning doing the same thing. Don't forget to tune in this afternoon to the Trade Academy with Trade Intuition. And then this evening, Lunar Beach's Crypto back at it with Markets After Dark. Tomorrow morning, all over again. It's going to start with Good Morning Crypto, BC Port Corp. We'll be back here at 10 a.m. Until next time, guys, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after the wheels fall off. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. TradeFly, get the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka!
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.